we've got to talk about the ketogenic diet and the most basic and simple and easiest way to implement it into your life. So there are a lot of videos out there that are extremely confusing that'll make you think you need to jump through a bunch of hoops. It is actually super, super simple, and we are going to dive into that today, how you can apply it for your life, make yourself lose that weight, and have it be an easy, painless, lovely, wonderful experience. If you're new to my channel, my name's Brienne. I do healthy videos. I was doing them weekly, but now I just do them whenever I feel like I have something good to tell you. So you should subscribe, because when I post content, it's going to be freaking bomb. All right? All right. So we're just going to jump right into this. Let's go. Ultimately, with the ketogenic diet, you're just going to take your mentality of how you've eaten your entire life and you're going to switch it. That in and of itself is super freaking hard to do. Like, your whole brain is just going to go... So we're going to take it and break it down into baby steps. My background is with children who have special needs, specifically autism, and so if I can teach them, I'm sure I can teach you. I know a lot about how the mind works, how society affects that, how your culture, how all that stuff, so I can teach you a way to make this a consistent lifestyle change. So the first thing you got to do is you're going to be like, I'm going to start a diet, right? That was your New Year's resolution. That's why most people are coming into this, and there's a lot of questions about that. First and foremost, for any diet you are doing in the entire world, I want you to know the closer to the earth, the healthier it is for you. When anything gets trendy, if it's vegan, vegetarianism, paleo, keto, Atkins, GAPS, there's a lot of things. There's automatically going to be a hype in the market. We are in a consumeristic society. They're going to want to sell you stuff. So you don't actually need all this stuff. You just need food. So having said that, what do I mean by that? We've been raised, most of us have been raised with a certain pyramid or a certain plate, which I will enter in images to help you understand. And on those pyramids or on those plates, we're supposed to have a certain amount of vegetation, protein, fats, carbs, whatever, right? And it's supposed to be a certain amount of our plate. Well, we are lucky to live in a time frame where science is always improving and telling us better ways to eat and things to do, and we're also having better science to understand where we have come from and evolved from so that we can eat the best foods for our body. Plus, like, your heritage matters, so like what part of the world you're from has an effect as this as well. And you're like, I came here for keto, why are we talking about all this? Okay. You probably think your plate has to have like 2/3 of carbohydrates, maybe like a quarter or like a little tiny card deck of meat, and a ton of vegetables, and that is what you are supposed to eat. And the science does not contribute to that being correct anymore. That is not true. So having changed the diet to this way has contributed to a lot of health issues, which I'll make another video for, completely dedicated to specifically what carbs and sugar have done, like with Alzheimer's, ADHD, autism, all that good stuff, which is why I'm here today, because of what I saw diet do for children with autism and for myself and my family. So you're going to have to let go of your cup that's full of all this knowledge. You just have to dump that shit out. Just dump it out. You don't know what you're talking about? You don't. That's why you're here, because you're trying to learn, right? I didn't either, and that was really hard. Like, my cup was full. I knew everything, and I had to dump that cup out so I could fill it with the good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I needed to address that first because of the importance of this. You're going to change the way your plate looks instead of changing your whole lifestyle and assuming you're going to cook more and do all these lifestyle changes. Your plate is going to consist of meats and proteins on your plate cooked in fat. So, having said that, what does that really mean? When you cook your vegetables, I want you to cook them in butter. Yeah, like full fat butter. Or avocado oil. Try not to cook in olive oil. That's better for salad dressings and kept cold. It does weird stuff when it's heated. You want to cook in tallow. You want to cook in bacon grease. You want to cook in fats, okay? Because the ketogenic diet, the premise behind it is that most of your intake of food is going to be from fats. Like, if there was a percentage, most of your intake would be from fats and then proteins and then vegetables in that order of priority. So a lot of people get confused on how to apply that. So you're not just gonna like guzzle like olive oil. Like, that's not gonna work. You're gonna cook your meats and your veggies in a fat. You're also going to choose higher fat meats and a higher portion of your plate. So primarily most of your meal should be protein. So you know where that carb part of your plate was? Put a piece of meat on there. And I want you to put the pieces of meat that in the past you thought were unhealthy. I want you to put a fatty piece of steak. I want you to put a nice fatty piece of fish, salmon, halibut, trout, cod, those kinds of things. I want you to eat your bacon. I want you to have sausage with full fat, not even turkey. Like I want you to have pork, like real fat pork, okay? I want you to eat the fattiest, darkest meats of poultry, of your chickens. Eat all of the things that you thought were unhealthy as far as fats go. Eat all of them because they're delicious, okay? Dairy is a wonderful source of fats. They are low in sugars. If you get the high fat parts of it, I have an entire video dedicated to dairy. A lot of people don't process that well. If you are Caucasian and you are from places where that was done with your heritage, you will probably process it better than, say, if you were not from a place that had cows as part of its heritage. I'm trying to be like politically correct because I don't want to offend anybody, but that's just something that your body adapts and adjusts, and your genetics and who you come from and where you come from has something to do with how your body processes these foods, okay? So you're gonna look at that plate. You're gonna have a big chunk of meat, and you're gonna have some veggies cooked in fat. You can have a salad with fats on them. You can have that sprinkled with bacon, and you can top it off with some cheese. I have a lot of recipes, and I have more coming to you to give you ideas, but I wanted to give you like a template, and then you can put this on your fridge and then be like, what do I like to eat? That's step 2. So step 1 is knowing what to eat. Fats, proteins, veggies. Step 2 is, what do you already eat? Do you actually cook for a couple hours a week? Do you like to cook? Do you prefer going out to eat? Because if you just assume that because it's the new year, you're just going to drop everything you've always done and just be this magical new person, like, I'm sorry, no. That doesn't happen. That's not reality. So what you got to do is you got to be honest with yourself about what you do and make choices that are going to support that. So if you want to start this journey, if you love to cook steak and grill with your family members, great. You've already got a built-in sort of situation, you know, hamburgers or sausage or whatever, shrimp, fish. Think protein, okay? And then if you really love salads, just add the meat that you like into that salad. So let's say, I don't know, maybe you like wedge salads. Just add a little bit more ham to it. Add a little bit more bacon. Make sure you have a really high quality, high fat blue cheese dressing on it. If you're like, oh, that sounds disgusting, you want like that vinaigrette thing, then okay, fine. Cut up a couple pieces of strawberries because they're safe on keto. Because berries are the only fruit that you can have on this diet. Berries, okay? Nothing else. There's too much sugar. Fruit is fructose, which is sugar. Don't have that. So, you know, those kinds of things. You can throw in some hard-boiled eggs into a salad. That's a great source of fat. You get to eat the yolks, guys. The yolks of eggs are great for you, you know. So you take that. Let's say you eat spaghetti once a week. Find a keto spaghetti recipe. I have a fabulous one on my channel. It's very labor intensive. If you want a simpler one, I can give you one. If you really like tacos, everything that you put inside of the taco that you put inside of a lettuce wrap and just eat it. You know, if that's not going to work for you, make yourself a 7-layer dip with some pork rinds and eat that because that's something that you really like. If you really like potato chips, you have to. So what I'm getting at is, like, I can't go through all the foods in this video, but whatever you already eat, just substitute it out. So if you already eat a lot of rice, get cauliflower rice. If you already eat a lot of salads, just take out the cheap dressing and make sure to put the good dressing in it. If you already like, if you know you hate steak but you love sausage, just switch them out. Like, try to set yourself up for success. And then the third and most important part of this video, I've already made a gimmicks video, but I want to talk about this. You do not have to have any tools or any gadgets or pills or supplements or protein shakes. There's nothing else that you need. Go to your grocery store, buy meat, buy veggies, buy fats, eat those. That's it. You don't need some prepackaged snack chips. You don't need some fancy shake. You don't need whatever. If you love shakes and that's your favorite thing to have for breakfast, get yourself a keto shake. Perfect, great. But if that's not your deal and you really like to have cereal in the morning, find out a way to make keto cereal or buy some. So just getting that set up, you know, buy some keto bread if you really like toast in the morning, buy whatever. And get rid of every single thing in your house that is not keto friendly or low carb friendly. So you don't want anything that's going to spike your insulin levels. I have a sugar video I will link, and I highly encourage you to binge watch my stuff and other people's to learn the ingredients as you go, because it's just too much for one video. I could make you guys a PDF of like what to watch out for in the grocery store, but it's going to be a list of so many no's, I think it will discourage you. So I would rather you just know, get your veggies, get your meats, get your fats, and just take that home and make meals out of that. versus like trying to shop the middle aisles and trying to read all the labels and trying to understand what you can and cannot eat, because it's just going to get really, really frustrating and it's going to discourage you. Myself off because I ramble, and I'm going to keep the second part of this video for next week. It is going to talk about carbs and counting and all of that. I will say this, I don't believe in carb counting and I don't believe in calorie counting. You don't need it. You just need to eat good, high quality foods, which is what I talk about on this channel all the time. So if you need more information, please binge watch some of my videos. Check out Dr. Eric Berg. Check out everything you can, absorb as much knowledge, and I'm here to help you. So ask any questions you have below as far as what ingredients are allowed and any other tips or tricks that you may need. I am here to help and support y'all. So I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.